Hello, I'm Fiona Sitkin. Welcome to the Bridge for Women Worldwide. Today, I will be talking about the special topic, a very special. It is called My Guardian Angel. Let's talk about the importance of having guardian angels, the grandmothers. Like all other people, I've had two grandmothers. My paternal grandma, named Anna, lived in Zaporizhia, Ukraine, and I've seen her only twice in my entire life on our visit to her for about 2 days, all because she didn't like my mama. Nothing doing. On the other hand, my maternal grandma, named Sonia, was my guardian angel indeed and took care of me as long as she could from cradle until my university years. It was no secret that I was her favorite grandchild among 7 grandkids, boys and girls. Every summer, I spent a vacation at her little pre-war built house in the working class suburb of Kaidaki, the city of Dnipropetrovsk, now called Dnipro, Ukraine. It was a one-story house painted white inside and out with wooden shutters that were carefully closed for the night for safety. See, after the Second World War, many poorer areas were crime infested, although the regular population was a peaceful people, and the neighbors typically lived in their houses for generations. What's my grandma's own story? It's interesting. Well, Grandma Sonia has been born into a relatively rich Jewish family who owned a network of manufacturers and shops in the Nikopol area of southern Ukraine. Her brothers were all railroad engineers, the most prestigious profession available for Jewish girls at the time. Grandma herself attended an institute for girls, where the well-to-do families used to send their daughters to learn some literature and good manners. She was a light blonde with gray eyes, pretty as a picture, they say. One day at a local fair, Sonia got noticed by a handsome guy who owned a farm nearby, and he sent a svacha, a marriage go-between, to her parents to officially ask Sonia's hand in marriage. The family didn't want to give Sonia away into a family with a lower social standing, although the young farmer Samuel employed some workers at his farm. Interestingly, the parents could not say no to him straight away. Why? Because Samuel was an orphan, and in the Jewish tradition, it was a sin to refuse the orphans. So the parents made Solomon's decision, letting their young daughter decide for herself. It appeared that Sonia liked the tall, blue-eyed guy, and she said yes. The family could do nothing but give her the appropriately rich wedding dowry, which Sonia later distributed between her sisters-in-law to have them married. Tough circumstances notwithstanding, Sonia and Samuel were happy in marriage. Living modestly and working hard, they raised 6 children together, 3 boys and 3 girls, the youngest of them being my mother, Raisa. What I remember is my grandma living together with my aunt, known as Auntie Nunya, Teta Nunya in Ukrainian, who worked as a stewardess on the railway. Her job came in handy, not only for the money, the miserable Soviet time wages, but more for the opportunities to buy fresh produce dirt cheap at the small stations and stops between Dnipropetrovsk and Kiev, directly from the farmers selling to the passengers. Everybody was selling their stuff to the passengers. They had nothing else to do to survive. After the years of most people starving during the war, my grandma was happy to be able to feed us grandkids very well, stuffing us with hearty Ukrainian dishes. Every effort has been made to create good conditions for the children to study. And we knew that our highest responsibility was to make our grandma proud. And indeed, all my cousins got a higher education, university or college degrees, and more, all becoming good professionals. What did I learn from my grandma? First, generosity and sharing. After the tough years of World War II, my parents, with my brother Simon and myself, lived at her tiny house. I even slept in her bed. Yes, under the fluffy familial real chicken down blanket. When I got married, she took care of washing that down in a special way to make two big pillows for me, for good luck, which is in the family, as she put it. And indeed, I had lots of luck in my marriage. Generous of heart and hand, grandma would occasionally give me 1 ruble to go buy an ice cream cone in secret from my mama, who called it unnecessary indulgence and pampering. That pampering included grandma's never, ever letting me peel the potatoes so that, as she put it, the girl's hands stay as white as possible. Can you imagine that? Second, I learned from her the traditional family values, how to prioritize family beyond anyone and put family interests beyond personal ones. Grandma led by example. Thus, during the starving years of German occupation, when they moved to live to Andijan, Uzbekistan, grandma often saved her little piece of daily bread portion to give it to her little grandsons, who were orphans of her 2 fallen hero sons. Her husband Samuel was also killed in the war. Tough luck, you know, tough luck. Third, and most importantly, I learned openness and flexibility from my grandma. At the time when ethnic, ideological, and religious prejudices and persecution ran sky high in Soviet society, despite the socialist claim to be building the most equal society on earth, grandma practically crossed many lines. Here are some examples. She continued to support her old friend Marika, who became a social pariah after her husband was sent to Siberia for some unspoken crime. She helped her until Marika herself died and helped her daughter thereafter. And another thing, in her will, grandma went against the grain of her larger community and declined to be buried according to Jewish tradition. Why? Because that would be reported to KGB and authorities and might hurt her son's career as colonel and head of the military hospital. For the same reason, she stopped attending a synagogue, saying that Almighty God is forgiving. Another example of her influence on me in terms of flexibility is as follows. I visited her on my way back home to Uzhgorod from the Crimean student summer camp. There, in the camp, many girls took to smoking cigarettes, a trendy occupation, And I started it too. When Grandma noticed, or maybe smelled, cigarettes among my stuff, she sat down to have a serious conversation with me. She didn't speak adversely, but minced no words. Look, she said, I would hate to have my beloved granddaughter smell like a cigarette case. It's so unlike you. And that wish of hers was enough for me. I quit immediately and never restarted smoking ever. Smoking is not just me, period. It's not me. To be open-minded, humane, and flexible, that's what I learned from her. I owe a lot to my guardian angel grandma, from physical well-being to emotional willpower that I have inherited. And my point here is, I do believe she watches not only over me, but also by extension over my daughter and her 3 kids too. And this is what really matters. Thank you so much, Grandma. We'll be worth it. I promise. I promise it to you. Thank you, my friends, for listening. Please subscribe to our channel. It's important to me. And please tell us in comments who is your guardian angel. I'm sure you have one. Bye for now and stay well and healthy. Stay well.